And the main man is here, Chukudi Okule Ubaja.
Actually, we've been having a robust discussion.
That
this
swells my
morning.
head, which compensates
The
for my
main
height.
man.
How are you? Good morning, Claire.
The main
You've
man.
made me happy. Chuku, the main man. My mom should get to hear this. So she considers I'm doing well in Abuja. Demo, how are you doing?
I'm doing great.
Good morning. Good to see you guys.
Yes. How do you feel about the rains? It was predicted.
I thought toward the end of the rainy season, it's usually a night rain, evening rain. A morning rain should not actually be the way it is. But then the climate is changing.
Someone says the
We're told
No, we're
November,
not towards the end of the rainy season. No. We're still hope that the prediction says
November.
we should expect rain till November.
November, yes. It started last year, really.
so-
Otherwise, in Abuja, it's usually October 26th, October 27th.
Something like that.
It's still the climate change.
There was also prediction about the 3-day consecutive rainfall.
Yeah.
Yes, and I think that's what we're experiencing. But last night's rain was quite heavy, and
It
I
was
hope
heavy.
that most areas in the
No, it started
FCT,
I think
it's not
started in
flooded.
the evening yesterday.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, let's quickly begin with the leadership, and we're starting with an alert by the federal government on Cameroon's Lago Dam, of course, which is about to, if it has not started releasing waters, and we hear that the water that will be released will range from 100 cubic meters to 1,000 and will last for several days. The alert has gone out to some 7 states. So the lead story on this paper, of course, it's also there. Federal government alerts on Cameroon's plan to open Lago Dam. Details of that on page 8. Another headliner, 2.2 million voters to decide next Edo governor on Saturday. Details of that, it's on page 8. No excuses, end banditry, terrorism now. General Danjuma. We're working tirelessly, Defense Chief, Arms Control Center, to mop up 6.2 million illegal weapons. Now, troops arrest notorious gun runners in Plateau. The details, of course, you can find on the pages there. And the front page story, you find the FCD coordinator, National Youth Service Corps, NYSC, Mrs. Winifred Shupeka, left dancing with the Corps members during the closing ceremony at the NYSC Batch B Stream 2 orientation course. That's at Kubwa, Abuja, yesterday. And see the very happy newly released Corps members into the labor market. They will come. I hope they find
Where did you serve?
Sorry, this is Kubwa.
No, where did you serve?
Did I serve? Oh no, he's taking me back to history.
I thought he asked a direct question.
I
She's
did.
trying to
Hey,
avoid
journalists will tell you, I asked a
No,
direct question. Can you please give me the answer?
It's a question that
She's trying to
the
avoid
answer would always touch my heart.
I
And soon you will know. I did my orientation in Yekbata in Kwara State. That's in Ilorin. But of course,
I see.
Now I know where she's going.
Yeah.
She was put in the bag very early in the day.
Okay.
Mr. Abdul Razak didn't have to search
We now understand.
so widely.
No, but you see, we keep talking about the benefits of NYSC. And I am one of the proponents, of the supporters of the NYSC. Not because, I met my spouse. No, we didn't meet in Ilorin. But it prepared me.
It prepared me.
It prepared
and
me.
it exposed me.
Yes, and exposed me to the culture.
I served in Owo High School,
Yes.
Chief Ajashin School, where the gate man would always call me Okoryogu, Okoridada. Then I would, stamp on the ground, people would.
What did you say?
Okoridada,
Okuriogun.
Okuriogun, Ogun.
Yes.
It made me feel I was the ruler of that district, at least for the service period.
And you know what? Just before we get back,
Youth service.
And you know what? My spouse also served in Imo State.
Oh, okay.
Oh, it was an exchange program.
Exactly.
Look at that.
And it wasn't planned. We didn't know ourselves, but it prepared both of us to learn the different culture, and today we share. We understand,
Each
both
other.
culture. So
Now
NYSC is
I
a very
understand you.
veritable tool. I only wish that the security situation would get better,
Improve.
so that people will be able to
Go to
experience the
every
different
nook and cranny.
of the
That's it,
country.
Claire. I
Claire,
understand
Yes.
Claire,
Yes.
let's go back to the papers.
Yes,
It was part
thank
of the
you.
papers.
It's part of the papers
Yes,
because
you
it
mentioned
is.
NYSC.
Yes.
We're running out of time.
Yes, so but the major story here again is the release of the water from the Lago Dam.
Well, it's one of the two major stories.
Yes.
Danjuma is annoyed. But let's go with the
We have
Lagoon.
not finished the other papers.
Okay.
Before we start discussion.
Quickly, you're
other
on bit.
paper.
Yes, okay. I have one other paper. It's an online People's Daily. People's Daily is also leading with troops kill 4 bandits, rescue 20 in Kaduna LGS. Again, the story of the NYSC, passing out orientation is there. Demola, we can't do without speaking about the
Exactly.
NYSC.
We'll come back to
Yes. Okay. So the CBN, Nigeria's external reserves at risk due to petrol subsidy removal, low crude earnings. I want to quickly say this. This is on page 18 of the People's Daily. You can read that up. Let me quickly take one or two other. Nigeria's digital economy outpaces oil, contributing 14.8% to GDP in Q1 2024. And there are other stories, economic stories, trending at the foot of the paper. That's People's Daily. Acute diarrhea kills 7, 177 others admitted in Adamawa Hospital. And that's from the commissioner in the state, Demola.
All right. So I have this Nigeria newspaper. And just beside that nameplate, we have delivery of 10,000 CNG conversion kits begins nationwide. The details of that story can be found on page 4. Delivery of 10,000 CNG conversion kits begins nationwide. The major headline reads, no excuses, end banditry, killings. T.Y. Danjuma charges CDS Musa. Then we have the Rivers PDP elders tackle ex-governor Ada George over attack on Wike. Details on page 5. 2.2 million registered voters collect PVCs in Edo INEC. Details of that story is on page 15. Federal government, states, local governments share 1.203 trillion naira revenue for August 2024. We have enough money to develop Nigeria if we are serious, says Obasanjo. Then we have the front picture there, front page picture. That is the First Lady, Oluremi Tinubu, wife of the Vice President, Ajanana Shetima, during the launch of the Young Farmers Club Nigeria at the Presidential Villa in Abuja yesterday. So
sorry, I missed out some just before you come in. Missed out, one or two. The one on Agric can save 109 million children from dying in 2050. That's coming from Bill Gates. And then there's an interesting story from Zimbabwe. Zimbabwe plans to kill, or I should use the word cull, 200 elephants to feed communities that are starving.
That's not good. But they say if you have a bag and you kill an animal that should be bagged, you put it in the bag. You use what you have. It's unfortunate because those elephants it's not as if they are all over the place anymore. They are practically going that's hyperbolic. But they are not as many as they were 100 years ago. So one should really feel somehow squeamish about the story. Quickly, the two stories. Now, if the release of water from the Lagdo Dam will last a few days, according to what you read, the question is how many months of impact would that have on the inevitable floodplain, which is going to include some states in Nigeria?
7 states.
Imagine, this annual ritual is something that really leaves us, in panic mode. You understand what I'm talking about? It is really something that we need to discuss with Cameroon and see what can be done. It's going to be a very tall order, taming those waters from Cameroon.
Yes, but you know,
but something still needs to be done.
the water is released by Cameroon
Yes.
when it can no longer do anything. That's
I
the
know.
last resort. So it's left for us. And what NIMET or NISA has done now is the early warning signal, that we talk about at the Demola. The early warning. Look, these are states that are on the consequential flood danger zone. They have told you that, look, Lago Dam will be released soon at this rate. At this rate, from 100 cubic meters to 1,000 cubic meters. So you should be able to know the intensity of the damage or of the challenge that is coming to you.
Yes.
And and that's why we are having a discussion on, the two
the flood
the two measures.
insurance
Yes.
and
The one is
ecological.
already in place, ecological fund. The other is being suggested.
Yes.
So we want to explore, investigate.
Let's not talk on behalf of experts,
Yes.
but let me say that the ultimate solution is rechanneling of the path of the water. It's going to be a gigantic project, but you just have to rechannel. Let it not get wildly on those plains. Let it follow a route, if possible, to the Atlantic. Is it achievable? I think it can be done. Quickly, we have one important story. We will forever praise our men in uniform for what they are doing to tame banditry and insurgency, if not stamp them out. But two generals, okay, it's actually one general, T.Y. Danjuma, is saying no more excuses. End banditry now. Now, we must always praise our forces. But when a retired general talks to his incumbent, colleagues, this way, he's saying something. He's saying something. He probably has seen some loopholes in what we are doing now. Remember, I keep on going back to it. An Interpol officer was asked, what is happening in northern Nigeria concerning banditry and all that? And as I said just a few days ago, we wanted to hear the need non-kinetic and kinetic. He didn't say that. He said Nigerians should learn to be God-fearing. What is happening over there is evil. He didn't say anything anymore. It means there are many things he knows about that situation we do not know.
Okay.
You understand? Then Obasanjo, if I can quickly go to him, he says, after the money you expressed has been shared by the subnationals, if I may borrow that term,
You said we have
still like
enough
to
money
do
to develop
states and
Nigeria.
local governments. Says we have enough money to develop the country if we are serious. I said the other time that what we need, first of all, is to fight corruption.
Is the proper management of this resources.
Proper management, prudent management.
Well,
All right,
the arms control. Yes, the arms control center. Just a moment. The arms control center, which the president, the bill which the president has assented to, is also a big one, because the center will now be empowered to begin to mop up illegal arms,
Small arms actually started from the
like
Obasanjo
weapons,
era.
yes. And because
they became a menace,
proliferation of
and they
these
called them
weapons-
guns from Libya.
All right, thank you very much, Chooks. We have to wind up this segment and so that we can take our major discussion. Thanks, Chooks, for coming. And good morning, Nigeria. All right. Continues. Stay with us.
The federal government